I'm Valerie Lawson. I'm a global makeup artist and educator, and I'm a wife, I'm a child of God, and I'm building beyond borders. So it's been 15 years. I've been 15 years in the business, in the beauty business. I started when I was in university, in my second year. I started very green. I had no idea what, I was getting myself into basically. But by God's grace, 15 years on, I've moved from just being a video shoot makeup artist to being an auntie's makeup artist to being a bridal makeup artist and owning that zone to being, now a global beauty strategist and artist and educator. At the point where I decided that I was going to take makeup seriously is where I knew I had to also give back, because I understood the importance of education and mindset change. I went beyond Ghana. I went out of Ghana to learn. So I went to America to learn, to better my craft, because I saw there was so much potential. This is about 8 years ago, right? So I went there and I understood. I learned how to work on white people. That's where I learned how to work on white people. If I'm sitting in Ghana, I wouldn't learn how to work on white people. I didn't know who to go to learn that. And so it was a completely different technique, completely different skill sets, completely different I learned so much more than artistry. I also learned marketing. I learned like a few things. This is in New York. And then I went to Nigeria. I went to learn from Elaine, and I realized, okay, Nigerian makeup is also very different at the time from what we were doing. And so it was really good to see. And apart from just the makeup artistry, that was my first time going to Nigeria. And I learned like drive. I came back and I knew we were relaxed in Ghana, because they were driven. I think because of the numbers and the competition, everybody was just on top of everything. They were consistently learning. The girls were learning under their madams. Like they had learning days, training days for studio artists. It was incredible. But in Ghana, we didn't have that. We didn't have that in Ghana at all, that culture. So I came back not just with skill set, but with a completely different mindset change, Then I learned from an artist in Brazil as well. So I learned in different countries and from different people, and I knew what it had done for me, and I knew that I couldn't just keep that. Now, when it comes to educator, I always have to chime in and tell you that back then, and I'm sure even now, people are scared to share their knowledge. But I remember my auntie called me and she said, listen, you spend so much money going, and these people, they can't pay you the kinds of money you pay to go and learn. But Africans can give you a reason not to share. But I said, look, I'll share regardless, because my faith teaches me that you have to share. And if you're privileged and you have some opportunities, you must open up and give that back. And so that's what I did. So every year I've held some sort of master class or a class or opportunity for people to come and learn. I'm very fulfilled doing what I'm doing. I'm very fulfilled. I believe that this is my purpose. I believe that this is my ministry. I believe that this is what God created me to do. I can't see myself doing any other thing. The level of impact, by God's grace, that I've been able to have, and that I am even beginning to have in different capacities, is incredible. And so I'm just extremely fulfilled doing this. I'm fulfilled as a bridal artist. I'm fulfilled educating, teaching people in Ghana, teaching less privileged people as well, teaching very privileged people in a different, community, teaching people about undertones, about brown skin. It's like with all the pain and all the struggle and all the hurt and the strife, it has given me something that I can give to other people. So it's worth it for me. Last year in January, yes, I believe in January, I was invited to train the MAC cosmetics artists about brown skin and about the multifunctionality of their products, basically. And so I trained over 300 people across the UK and Ireland. And after that, LCBT, so London College of Beauty Therapy, invited me to speak to their students. So I think they found out through something that had gone around, or like, an article or something. And so I went to speak with them. And I went to speak with their students. I did a masterclass for their students as well, to teach them about brown skin, about undertones, the importance of undertones, stuff like that. And then the videographer who was on that, who was filming that process, he was in University of Arts London. So then he did an introduction to I think the head of beauty and makeup and hair. And so she was like, yeah, you should come because we need this in the school. And so I went to speak with them, and I went to hang out with the kids. I was with the students for about 3 days. And by just conversation and interacting with them, the kids opened up to me. And they were telling me during a sit down that they weren't confident to graduate because the internet has become so quick to disgrace people who don't know how to work on brown skin, and so they weren't confident to graduate, and that they really needed it. So I think they went and started to push for this, So we've been in conversation with the school, and by God's grace, this opportunity came where I was able to create a short course, which starts in January this year, and another one starts in April this year. Yeah. Until I went and had the training with the staff artists in MAC, I didn't know that there was a dire need for educators who were specialized in brown skin. I didn't know that. And so I was in this box in Ghana because the need here, or the need in Africa, was around bridal artistry, right? But in Ghana, nobody's come to say you're a diversity lecturer, because we're diverse, like we're brown. Yeah, exactly. So there's no deep need for that. Yes, but there, people don't know that there's blue undertones. They don't know that there's purple undertones. They don't know that there's red undertones. They know it in the capacity of a white person and understanding, okay, there's olive yellows, but they don't know, they can't identify what is Lupita skin versus Ducky Thought. They can't differentiate what makes their skin tones different. So one is probably blue, one is probably red, one is probably purple. Yeah, so that's where, if you feel like you need to travel, then yes, travel. I think people should travel, but I don't think traveling gives you a sure banker, solution. No, I think wherever you are planted, you must have faith that you will be able to fruit, and when you fruit, people will come looking for you. The opportunities will come and people will search for you, and you could be in Ghana and serve the world.